Hi, and welcome to Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Paul Lisnick. Do you know to date about over 1 million people are living with leukemia, lymphoma in the United States? But you know, it's not a death sentence. So much work is going on to try and eradicate this illness from our lives. And I want you to meet one of the people who's really critical, his organization's critical to making that happen. Meet Kevin Radelet. He's the executive director for the Leukemia Research Foundation. Kevin, good to see you.
Thank you, Paul. Glad to be here.
You do such important work, and indeed, you've been doing this for, what, about 67 years now?
Founded in 1946, and for 67 years, we have been pursuing our goals, which is ultimately to find the causes and cures for blood cancers.
And what's interesting, the Leukemia Research Foundation, which is you, it's not the only leukemia-related research foundation. So let me ask you, what's different about what you do?
Well, you're correct. There are other organizations that are fighting for the same thing as we are. We like to make sure that we do not replicate what other organizations are doing. Our research program, for example, we exclusively fund new investigators, helping to jumpstart their careers so that they can go on and get larger funding from the National Institutes of Health or larger nonprofit organizations.
So research critical to what you do because it's the answer to everything in time, there's no question,
Correct.
But it's not all of what you do. So you also have programs to provide financial assistance for patients, and tell folks about that.
We do. Our research, of course, is what we're most centered on, but our financial assistance program is available within a 100-mile radius of Chicago and or the state of Illinois, and it's a need-based program because our board of directors have been through the ravages of blood cancer, having lost a loved one themselves, and they want to make sure that they're helping those people that are fighting the diagnosis right now.
You know, I said at the top of the interview, this is not a death sentence, and so part of what you also do is education support. Obviously, a lot of people maybe have misconceptions about this horrendous illness.
Absolutely. A lot of people, for leukemia in particular, they think it's a childhood cancer, when in fact it's diagnosed 10 times more often in adults. So we put on educational programs to help with treatments and what the latest and greatest might be, to help share that with patients, and those are all offered on a complimentary basis.
To patients and families?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
And which, of course, that costs money to do it. So I guess I have to ask you, how do you get your money? How are you funded?
Absolutely, it does cost money. We rely on individuals and corporate supporters, as well as different foundations, both family and corporate foundations. And we do a lot of events. Our board of directors, as I said earlier, has been touched by these. So a lot of our members of our board put on golf tournaments, put on ski trips, put on various different events to pay tribute and memorialize those who have died because of blood cancers. And they do this so that they can raise money to ultimately find a cure, so that others don't have to experience what they themselves have endured.
The odds would suggest that folks watching in now may have a loved one, know somebody, a friend who is suffering from leukemia, maybe has suffered, perhaps survived it, perhaps not. But somebody says, all right, what can I do? How can I help? What do you say to them?
Well, we'd love, first and foremost, to visit our website, which is www.leukemia-research.org. There's a lot of information there on how you can get involved. You can call our office for volunteerism, for helping to create events yourselves that might be able to fund some of the programs. So we welcome everybody, because you're right, leukemia can touch anybody. It's not discriminatory.
It's not a childhood disease like some people think, so it can touch you at any time.
No, but you know what's really encouraging on the childhood standpoint is that survival rates are now upwards of 90% with childhood leukemia, which statistically speaking means that the other forms of leukemia and lymphoma, having the cure rates for them can't be far behind, because we've had such success with childhood leukemias. But yes, indeed, it is diagnosed 10 times more often in adults than it is in children.
Just in a 5-second answer, but are you hopeful for where things are going and eradicating this illness?
Absolutely. If we weren't hopeful, we wouldn't be doing it, but we're getting there.
All right. Keep doing the work you're doing.
Great.
And hopefully
Thank you.
people check you out and participate in the events and get involved. Thanks so much.
Outstanding. Thank you.
My guest this hour has been Kevin Radelet. He is the executive director for the Leukemia Research Foundation. Hope you can give him some support. I'm Paul Lisnick. Thanks for watching us here. This, of course, is Comcast Newsmakers. Bye-bye.